Welcome to Mint. I am Anuja, and in this edition of From the Newsroom, we are joined by Mathew. Welcome to the show, Liz.
Thank you.
Today we are discussing how the FDI is going to be discussed in the Parliament on Tuesday, which is being followed by a voting on Wednesday. We had Mayawati today in town talking about how she criticized the FDI, but however she kept mum over who she would vote finally when it comes in the Parliament. So Liz, tell us, there is a discussion on FDI tomorrow and then voting expected on Wednesday. Where does it go from here? Like, what are you expecting out of the next 2 days?
The voting will definitely, all the parties will be, clarifying their positions, and obviously the opposition will try to keep it on record, put it on record that their objections to the FDI, the dangers they see for the by FDI's implementation, multi-brand retail. But issue is not going to end here, because in Parliament, the FEMA, that Foreign Exchange Management Act amendments, to facilitate the foreign direct investment in multi-brand retail, that notification has come and it has been tabled. Now the left parties are adamant that they will move an amendment to this or nullify this amendment which is done by the government. They will move a motion because in Parliament, in subordinate legislation, when you passed a law with the support of both houses, and then you explain it through rules, the rules are explained through notifications. You make the rules and explain it through notification. That can be challenged by any member in the house.
Any member.
So it's like, even if the government wins this vote, their problem is not going to end there, because if anybody any member moves a statutory motion challenging this amendment of the FMA Act, then the Parliament has to take it up. It is already been tabled on last Friday. So within 30 sittings, within 30 days of the Parliament sitting, any member can challenge that.
Okay.
So if it challenged, then the Speaker can take up this issue, in consultation with any in the leader of the House, and once it is taken up, if the member insists on a vote, they will have to win that vote also.
So talking about rules, there still seems to be some ambiguity on it. We read Kamal Nath saying how you can pass it in one house and it can be deemed pass, whereas Sitaram Yechuri said that it has to be passed in both the house to be. In fact, he went to the extent of saying that if this doesn't get followed, the CPM might approach the courts also to intervene in the matter. What is this ambiguity over the rules that?
See, the rules are very clear. If you are going, if you are reading 238, Rule 238, the provision in the subordinate legislation in the Rules of Procedures of Parliament. If the Council agrees to the original amendment passed by the House, it shall be sent by the Secretary General to the Minister concerned. But if the Council disagrees or insists on an amendment to which the House has not agreed, the House shall be deemed to have finally disagreed, and all further proceedings thereon shall be dropped. This last part, the last line, that shall be dropped, the government is taking that if it is not passed by both houses, if the other houses disagrees, which means the amendments suggested or the proposed by the particular member who has moved the statutory motion will be dropped. But the opposition says, the left party says, it doesn't read like that, which means the government's amendment to the FEMA Act has to be dropped in this case. See, the experts are very clear that any law by the Parliament has to be passed by both houses unless it is a money bill.
So it's very interesting. At one side we have parties like BSP and SP who are not making their stand clear, so-called confusion of whether they're this side and that side. To add to that, we have confusion over the rules also. There is ambiguity like the party positions on these rules. It's been more than 60 years, since the Constitution was made, these laws were put into place. What do you think is the reason behind, there is still being ambiguity? I mean, have we not unlocked the parliamentary system, parliamentary rules?
No, in this case, see, like the BSP and SP, is like it's a very political stand, and everybody knows that they are saying they will oppose it ideologically. They are as of now, like Mayavati said today, that as of today, as of the current form, we don't support FDI in multi-brand retail. And in this case, like why the SP and BSP stand and why the government is adamant, it's very clear. Like you said, it's a very unprecedented situation.
Even the BJP, we still don't know what is
their stand. Like it's a very unprecedented situation. Like it's very in the past, in not many occasions the government faced this situation that it doesn't have majority in both houses of parliament.
I think the battle over FDI shall continue and not end in the next 2 days, as technically it should.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you for joining us today, Liz.
Thank you.
This is from today's edition of From the Newsroom. Stay tuned and keep watching for more.